Hello everyone, it is the Yellow Spider, and today I am going to be teaching you how to play Pit. Pit is a zoner, but also a mid-range fighter of sorts. He has a ton of multi-hit attacks, he is very hard to dodge, and he has a lot of frame locks. Not sure if that's the right word. Let's say frame traps, because he keeps you there for long periods of times with his multi-hit attacks, which allows him to try and get more hits on you, which is going to make you have to block a lot more until he finally gets a hit on you. Well, that you didn't block. First, like with all these videos, we are going to start off with his normals. He has two jab combos, one where you just spam the button quickly, and the other one that ends with this. Now, the big difference between these two is that this, of course, does more damage, but if the opponent happens to block it, they are gonna punish you back for it. Which is why, if you see the opponent is blocking your jab combo, you can just end it with this. While there is a good chance they will still punish you for it, it is not as easy as the typical, the quick jab combo. Pit's side tilt, not really too useful, however it can get kills near the edge and it has a good amount of range. However, it does have a small bit of delay, but not really too much noticeable. Its drawback, though, is quite a bit of time, as you can see. This is me spamming side tilt right here. This is how fast it goes when you use it over and over, so just be cautious with this move. Does good damage though, has good launch, can kill. His low attack is good for a combo starter, because it is able to lead into almost anything at any percentage. Usually with aerials and all that. Comes out very quickly, very hard to punish if the opponent blocks it. I don't even think it's really possible. Good range. Not much more to say about it except it being good combo starter. Pit's up tilt is a double kick up in the air. You can do combos with it, but it's harder and not as useful. Usually, it's much more easier to go for low attack. Also, if the opponent blocks this, you are absolutely screwed. Pit's aerials are completely where it's at, per se. His neutral aerial is easily his most useful, because it's a combo starter and a mid-combo component. Because as you can do this, if you're good enough, you can chain two of these together. Not the most reliable, but the main thing you're always going to want to remember is neutral air into side air, because this will almost always work. Usually this is always with a side hop though. Along with this being a good combo starter, it also goes all around you, so it's very hard to dodge and block at the same time with how many multi-hit attacks it has. You're typically always going to want to try and use this with the short hop, because when you land on the ground, they can't really punish you for it. If you use it straight up in the air, they'd have a bit more time. There's not much to his other tilt attacks in the air. They are what you would expect. The side tilt is multi-hit and goes to the right. It can kill off the stage and while the opponent is trying to get back from above. The up attack you can use, well actually you should use. If the opponent is coming at you from above, you could, but be wary of characters with longer range, because as you can see, Pit's attack mainly goes sideways, and if an opponent like, say, Corrin or anyone with a meteor attack that goes straight down, they will beat you at that game, so do be cautious of that. It does do good damage and is a good combo ender along with the side aerial tilt. The back tilt is a kill move that is not multi-hit and it is harder to punish than these other moves. However, it is easier to block if the opponent happens to be in the, on the ground. You can't just go for a quick jump off the stage, do that back a hit, and then immediately fly back. Which is not a bad strategy. Typically, if you're trying to finish off the opponent, you usually go for the back aerial. Now we will talk about Pit's smash attacks. His down smash just goes for both sides. Not much to it. It comes out pretty quickly, but its kill potential is actually... Well, I mean, it's a smash attack, so of course it has great kill potential, but its kill potential, compared to other smash attacks from other characters is not that much. It is good for, you know, catching people who are trying to roll behind you, like usual. It always goes out in front of you first. His side smash is 2 hits. Simple as that. It is your main go-to smash attack. However, it is easy to punish. All of Pit's smash attacks come out extremely quickly, though, and are powerful. They're just not as launching as other characters. And they're typically easily able to be punished. His up smash is, like, strictly in the air. If you're close enough, you can hit an opponent with it, but... frankly, it's a lot harder and you have to be a lot closer, and you are more likely to miss if they're on the ground while you're doing it. It is an anti-air, though, and, well, if your opponent's trying to get on the ground, this is the last thing they want to be dealing with, the up smash. And if you do happen to get in there, you can try to go for some juggling. Now we will go on to Pit's throws. His down throw is like his main 2. It's like what you mainly go to for combos. Not much launch, but honestly, when you're trying to use a throw that's meant for combos, why would you want it to have stuff like that? Boop. Boop. Okay, I'm having too much fun. His up throw you can use, but it's not as useful. You're not likely to get combos with it at all. But if you're trying to put your opponent in the air so you can juggle them like this, then it's not a bad throw to use. Forward throw and side and back throw, nothing too special about them. They're just meant to get off the stage. Not much to say about that other than when you're trying to hit them off the stage to edge guard them or anything like that. Oh, I didn't even talk about Pit's down aerial. Well, I mean, there's not much to talk about it. It does have good range, it comes out very quickly, but it does have meteor properties when you hit it just right. It's very specific, though, with its meteor properties, and it takes a lot more damage on the opponent for the meteor effect to actually take in. However, if you do this, it is a good combo at late game, so, you know, good way to get the opponent immediately off the stage. Now we will talk about Pit's specials. He has, well, 4 like most other characters. He has his Guiding Arrow, Orbitar, his Guardian Shields, and Flight. His arrows are not damaging. They come out pretty quickly. You're able to charge them up. If the less it's charged, the slower it goes, and the less damaging it is. The more you charge it, the faster it goes, and typically, the more damage it does. That's not the reason this arrow is good, though. The good thing about this arrow is you're able to control its direction. As you can see, I am able to change its direction while shooting it, and the farther I shoot it, you do have to take practice with this, because it does go at a certain different arc when it's charged up or not charged up. Not too much of a difference though, but just be aware of that speed difference. You are also able to shoot it straight up. However, if you are on the ground, you can't shoot it straight down. That's one thing to be aware of. His side special is the Guardian Orbitar, which does have hyper armor while you're trying to strike through it. It launches the opponent straight up in the air. Most people tend to not like the fact that it puts them straight up in the air, but honestly, I love it. Because if they're straight up in the air, you're able to pick them off with arrows over and over that they're gonna have to deal with. Another reason to use the up throw along with it is the guardian arrow, guiding arrow. Because now you can just pick them off with more arrows while they're trying to frantically dodge it and juggle them a lot more. You do not want to be in the air against Pit. You are able to use it to recover, although if you do use it while you're in midair, it does take a while for you to do anything else afterwards. I couldn't do anything after using that Guardian Orbitar, just the Orbitar, just now. The type of armor is a good amount, but there are a good amount of moves that will break it instead. So just be aware of this, because if the opponent does block it too, it is very punishable. Now we will talk about the Guardian Shields. It has reflective properties, of course. It is able to block physical attacks. If it takes enough pressure from those physical attacks, they will break. That while people tend to use this as its main use, another thing I like to do is use it in midair because, well, you can't block in midair, but with this you can. It's an easy way to get to the ground safely without having to deal with your opponent just juggling you or without you having to dodge them effectively. It's just a use that I feel has been underrated with these shields. You're able to use them while you're falling to try and get back on the stage. And now his up special. It goes, you push it, and then you push a certain direction. It will go in that direction immediately afterwards. After you use it, you won't be able to go in any other direction. It does not hurt opponents, so don't even try that. That will be my main guide for Pit. The main things you gotta keep track with him is use his aerial attacks a lot in combination with each other. When you're trying to get back on the stage, use your Orbitar and Guardian Shield a lot. Try to use your range advantage a lot. His combo potential is not much, but it is good enough to deal with a bunch of heavy characters. They will hate you. Try to keep your opponent in the air as much as possible. Pick them off with arrows whenever you're able to. And just always weave that line between be far enough for it to be hard for them to hit you, but close enough to get good kills on them. You gotta walk that distance. Thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed, and because I love using this character so much, he's actually one of my favorites, I will show you some gameplay.